Okay, here's our video, decimal place value, part 2. Let's put part 2 down. Part 2, Roman numeral 2. Okay, who's ready? Okay, so let's look at a number. Oh, look at this long number, right? Maybe long doesn't mean it's that big, right? There's a difference between being long and being big in value. So let's look at it. We know this over here, all this are the whole numbers, and the ones I circled here, they're all the decimals. So who can tell me, if you remember, if I point to this 4, what's the place of the 4, and what is the value of the 4? That's what we do with place value. So what is the place and the value of the 4? Do good. Oh, Elsa appeared today. Okay, so the place of the 4, again, we can count 10th, 100th, 1,000, 10,000. It's in the 10,000th place, and you can write it like a fraction if you want, or write it in English. It's the 10,000th. So what is the value? It's 4 10,000ths. That's the value. So we have place and we have value. Okay, so let's review another one. Let's say I had 3.56. Can you make that a fraction? Give it a try. So remember, when we have a whole number and a decimal, we're going to have a mixed number. So we have a big 3. We're going to write the 56 in the numerator. And what do we put in the denominator? Just count the place values. 10th, 100th. The last place value is what you put down. So the last place value is 100th. So it's 100. There it is. 3 and 56/100. All right. So last video, we were talking about expanded form. So if we had, let's do a 3 point, well, let's do the same number. We'll add a few, right? So let's expand this. This is in standard form. It's the number in standard form. So let's expand it. So we know we can do 3 times 1 because that's in the ones place. Plus, we can do what? 5 times, and now when we do decimals, we have to use fractions. So this is in the 10th place. Right? Plus what? What's the next one? Plus 6 times, remember we're using that dot for the multiplication sign. This is in the 100th place. So see if you can do the rest. Try the rest. Now we don't have to do anything with the 0 because there's nothing there. So we can skip the 0. So we have, the last one is 1, and what place is the 1 in? It's in the 10,000th place. So it's 1 times 10,000. There we go. That's expanded form. So we have expanded and standard form. Excellent. So what if I gave you, let's say it was already in expanded form, and I told you to put it in standard form. So let's do something like that. Let's say I had 5 times 100 plus 4 times 1 plus 3 times 100th plus, we'll say, 7 times 1/10,000th. See if you can put this expanded form number into standard form. Try that. Are you still there? Good, good. Now to do this, you got to take your time. Do the first one. It says 5 times 100. So you can make a list first if you want. So 5 times 100 is 500. So we know we need a 500. And then 4 times 1 is 4. And then we need a 4. Right? So far we have 504. But let's just make a list. 3 times 100th, it means it's in the 100th place. So the 100th place is there. See how I'm making my list? And the last one, we have not the thousands, but 10,000s. So you have to put a 7 in the 10,000s. Right? That's 10th, 100th, 1,000, 10,000th. So there's our list. So just put them all together. Remember, if it's 500, it's 500.0. So you want to put that 0 there to help you. Right? So let's leave this. Here's our list of all our numbers. So we have 504 end. By the way, when you see a decimal, it's end. 504 end. There's all zeros here. And now we can read our number. See if you can read that number. What do you think it is? This is the number in standard form. It's 504. 504, actually. Don't say end. Don't say 504. Anytime you say the word end, it means a decimal. So say 504. And by the way, everyone does it by accident. 504 end. Remember, the decimal means end. 504 end, and then just read the number. 307 what? Find the last place value. 307 10,000th. Excellent. Let's see if we can read a few more. I'll erase this over here. What if I had how would you read that number? That's a comma, not a decimal. So what do you think? Well, we have 3,132 and 7 what? What's the place value? 700th. Good. So don't say 3,000 and 132. Remember, and means decimal. What if I had something like this? How would you make that decimal? Make a list, do it carefully, one at a time, see if you can do that. Give it a try. So make your list. It says 7,000th, that's the first one. So let's make thousands, 10th, 100th, 1,000. We should have something like that. Then it says 500ths. That's 500ths, right? 8/10ths. That's 8/10ths. And 3/10s. What's 3/10s? Right? There's 3/10s. It's a 30. Why is it a 30? Well, 3's in the 10s. Looks like a D. Looks like 3D. No, 30. So let's put it all together. It's 30. What's the decimal mean again? And we have 857. So how would you read 30.857? That's in standard form. 30 and 857. You read the whole number first, and then the last place value. 857,000th. I can make the fraction. Looks like that. And we'll practice more of reading decimals. Okay, and so just remember to practice the place values. Remember, we have 10th, 100th, 1,000th, 10,000ths, and it keeps going. 100,000th, then it goes a millionth, 10 millionth, 100 millionth, billionth, and then the 10 and 100th all the time, right? So again, 10th, 100th, 1,000th, 10,000th. Let's look at a number. What is the place of this 1? What is the place and value of that 1? The place and the value. See if we remember. Well, the place, it's in the 100th place. 100th. And its value is exactly that, 100th. Just a 1. So they're the same. And of course the 4's and the 1's. Now remember now, there is no 1th place. There's no 1th place, right? When you make a fraction 5 over 1, it's just a whole number. So no 1th place. It's 10th place. So let's look at this number now. What digit is in the 100,000th place? What digit's in the 100,000th place? What digit? What do you think? So we have 10th, right? 100th, 1,000, 10,000. There's 100,000. So we have a 3 in the 100,000th place. Right there. And what digit is in the 10th place? 0. So again, 10th, 100th, 1,000th. And remember, we're always using with the TH, right? 10,000th, 100,000th, millionth. So let's do, what if I can't find my eraser? Okay, well, there we go. If I had 0.745, how would you expand that? 0.745. Okay, so we have 7/10. That's 7/10. That's in the tenth place. So how do we expand it? Well, you can say it's 7 times 1/10. 7/10 is 7 times 1/10. Okay, so we have, and then the 4 is in the hundredth, right? So that's 4 times 100th. And the 5 is in the thousand, so that equals 5 times 1,000. So we can erase this and do it over. Just expand the whole thing. We'll say, just like we did before, 7 times 1/10 plus 4 times 100th plus 5 times 1,000. There we go, expanding. Okay. All right, so great job. Now we'll start comparing decimals next.